We gotta get it, cause they know we're gonna give it to them.
What's up, folks? You got questions? I got answers. Leave a comment below and let's talk about it, because these things matter. So, I can sit here and talk about a million different things, but I think I'm just going to start with the basics. And as you have questions and comments, then I'll talk about those specifically. But to begin with, we have to start with how to start communicating with our dogs. No matter how long dogs and humans cohabitate this planet, a dog is never ever going to think and act like a fish, a bird, or a human. It's always going to think and act like a dog. It's a dog. But because we domesticated these animals and studied them extensively over thousands of years, we understand how to communicate to them. So then it becomes our responsibility to start communicating to them in a way that they inherently understand, not the way that we as humans wish, think, or want them to understand. That means utilizing our training tools, our leashes, and our collars. But before we even get into our training tools, we need to understand the psychology of a dog. Dogs are pack animals. They live and move in groups of packs. You're the pack. In the pack structure, it's the leader's job to make the decision for the pack. What direction we're going to travel, how fast we're going to travel there, what's a threat, what's not a threat, who can come, who can go, when and how we're going to say hello. The leader makes all those decisions. So what needs to happen is we need to change the dynamic of the pack structure. You're not the dog's equal. You're definitely not the dog's subordinate. You are the leader. The dog needs you to be a competent, capable, firm, but fair leader. And that's what the training is about. Teaching you how to step up into that leadership role and utilize your training tools to get obedience. Command training and obedience training are two different things. Teaching a dog a command is useless if they're not going to do it in a distracting environment. So if you got Fido and you know he knows how to sit when you're at home, big deal. We need Fido to sit when the dog across the street is barking and lunging and pulling on a leash and Fido wants to go and interact with that dog. That's when the command comes into play. Fido, sit. Not sit, 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 sit. If we're repeating commands, what are we teaching the dog? They have selective hearing syndrome. When you give a command, I don't have to listen to it the first time. I got something else going on. I need to go see what's up with this barking dog across the street. And now you're pulling and lunging on your leash. No good. Rule number one for our dogs is do not, under any circumstances whatsoever, pull on your leash. If the dog is pulling on the leash, the dog is out in front, in the leadership position, making leadership decisions. It's not paying any attention to you. It's being disobedient. If it's being disobedient, you got to give your dog a correction. But it's got to be a proper and effective correction. I'm going to repeat that because it's going to come up repeatedly. Proper and effective. If it's not proper, we don't give it. If it's not effective, there's no point in giving it at all. Proper and effective correction. Feeding treats and clicking clickers and doing everything to distract your dog from being distracted is not obedience. It may work temporarily, but how long have you been spinning your wheels, doing the same thing over and over? Put a stop to it, teach your behavior, train the obedience, and move on. I'm not saying not to be nurturing or cater to your dog. I'm not saying that at all, so I don't want to hear that in the comments. What I am saying is don't let your dog dominate you and become the leader of the pack. If your dog finds itself in a leadership position, you're going to have behavioral challenges. Take lead.